framing
Okay,
for it.
sorry. So you tell me.
I like the rolling one. So
I typically do on my productions. But okay, I'll give us a count. Are everyone ready and comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hi, I'm Leslie Bradshaw. I'm a filmmaker for The Greater Good, and we just had our premiere here at Dallas yesterday afternoon at 2:45 on Saturday.
awesome. And tell me about the reaction from the audience and what kind of questions stood out.
It was really fantastic. A bunch of people stood up and cheered, and everyone was clapping, and there were a lot of tears as well. It was really, really fantastic to see such a great reception on our first day. And afterwards, we had a panel discussion. We had many of our experts and some of our families who were featured in the film actually come down to Dallas to be there, to answer questions and to talk to the audience. And it was very, very exciting. They talked, a lot of the people asked why we made the film and what our journey was all about, and what fostered our interest in this subject. And so we talked about that, and a lot of people wanted to share their own stories. So there were some families who'd had their own experience with vaccines and wanted to talk about that. And it was very, very interesting, very moving.
And for the people that didn't have the benefit of going to the screening, the people that are tuning into this interview, what is the main question that The Greater Good is trying to spark a conversation around?
Well, there's been a lot of debate, as we all know, in the media about vaccines and vaccine safety and whether they can, in fact, cause harm. And it's been a very heated debate. And we wanted to make the film because we wanted to step beyond all that anger and emotion and frustration, and really speak with all the experts ourselves to learn as much as we possibly could and then share their message. And what we found was that it's not black and white. This is a very nuanced issue. And while there are scientists out there who are saying that there are no concerns about vaccines, there are also a growing number of scientists who say there are concerns about vaccines, who are doing research that shows that actually they can cause harm. And we wanted to share that message with the public because those experts are often not, that information about experts having concerns on vaccines is not readily covered in the mainstream press. And we thought it was important that people understand that this isn't black and white. This is a discussion, and all the answers haven't been found yet.
And as you were making this film, Leslie, how did you ensure that you were getting all the different angles, all the different sides, fairness to include their perspective?
It's really hard because very often the people on one side or the other don't want the other side to be told. And we've just strived every day to be as independent as we possibly could and recognize that we would do so much more by sharing all these different perspectives and letting the audience assess how they felt about things.
Now, you come from an interesting background. You come from a very successful finance background, and you've transitioned to film, but you've taken this one step further. Not only are you in the film industry, but you've used it for more than just entertainment value. You've used this for some sort of social message, going beyond that.
Yeah.
Talk about that. How did you have this vision, and how did you maintain this focus throughout?
Well, as you said, I worked on Wall Street. I was a research analyst and then a director of research. I ran a team of research analysts, and it was my job to research stocks and decide whether or not we should invest in them. And I've just always been a curious person and always wanted to learn for myself. And when I heard that there was this debate going on, I didn't really believe it. I thought it was crazy. And I thought that people who questioned vaccines were nutters. I've always believed that they were the greatest gift to mankind. So it really took me aback, and I found it quite unsettling. But I went and started reading for myself. But reading books wasn't enough. And so I wanted to actually go and meet these people, talk to these experts, and look them in the eye and ask them questions and see what they really had to say. And we would go and interview the experts on one side, and we would come away and think, of course, they're right. These have been perfectly studied and everything's fine and all the concerns are really misguided. But then we would go and interview the other side, and we would hear about these people and personal stories where children had been affected by vaccines. And we thought, we want to protect the public health, no doubt, but we should be doing that and completely minimizing risk to any children, because we don't want something that we're doing to help them to harm them, right? And we thought, if we can get everybody to come from a place of compassion, to understand that we want to protect kids from vaccine preventable diseases, but also from the complications from vaccines, and we can talk about that and step beyond the anger and the frustration, that would be a fantastic thing to do. So that was really what it was. It was about creating compassion in viewers that, yes, vaccines can do great good, but they can also cause harm, and we should strive every day to minimize that harm. Something that most people don't know about is something called the National Vaccine Injury Act. In 1986, Ronald Reagan passed a law called the National Vaccine Injury Act, and this law actually recognized that vaccines can injure and harm and even kill, and it compensates the victims of vaccine injury. Most of us are not even aware that this exists, but it does. And we are hoping that our message of compassion will be something that sparks more debate and more research so that we can really make vaccines as safe as they can possibly be.
And lastly, Leslie, what's the website that viewers can go to begin their own process of researching and developing their own questions to ask in this debate?
Our website is greatergoodmovie.org, and we also have a Facebook page, which you can get from there to our Facebook page. We've got all of the experts in their bios. We will be putting up more research. We link to many websites that have more information. We have ways to get involved. And then you can also link to our Facebook page where you can really join in the debate. There's many, many people posting comments and discussing things and their own experience or perspective on things.
Well, Leslie, congratulations on such a successful screening at the Dallas International Film Festival. Thank you for sacrificing your comfortable lifestyle to share something important with the rest of us.
Oh, thank you so much for giving us the time.
Wish
Really.
you all the best. And
Thank you very
continued
much.
success.
Thank you.
Clear.
Did I talk too long?